Hola a todos, buenos días. Antes que nada, daros la bienvenida al evento de Voy Today 2018.
So good morning, everybody. So before starting, I would like to welcome all of you to the VIP today, this international meeting for the entire European. So I represent Amsterdam City, and I would like to welcome all of you to that event in all the conferences that the talks and conferences that we're going to enjoy today. So the first speech will be done by Jose Enrique Puente, and Jose Enrique comes from Alices. He's an engineer on telecommunications, as he's working in the USA and also in Europe, and he works on business development, syntax company, and the VIP. He's going to give us a talk about blockchains and telecom that I consider can be really interesting. Then he will tell us about the cryptocurrencies, algorithms, and so forth, and how it is called maturing in telecommunications. And from a pretty practical point of view, will tell us where to start from, how we can do it, how it can be good for our business. So I just give you the floor.
Bueno, buenos días.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Today I want to have an interactive talk, so I want you to make questions. And if you disagree with anything I say, please raise your hand, and we will give you the mic. So we make this interactive. Regarding blockchain, okay, let's see if this works. Sorry.
Vale, no pasa nada. Bueno, a ver, el blockchain.
Blockchain is a really wide topic. It's really trendy now. I want you to tell me the state of the art of the blockchains you are comfortable with, in order to orientate the talk towards that. So if you raise your hand, if you have no idea what blockchain is, no idea at all, I guess you more or less you know something, but is there anyone who doesn't know anything at all about blockchain? No, don't be shy, please. Okay, great. And if you know anything about blockchain, I want you to tell me who knows something about blockchain and coming here to learn more. Who knows something about blockchain and think that blockchain is just a bubble and something trendy, but you think that's too trendy and it will end up with nothing. And if you know blockchain and you are just coming here to see what I say that you might not know, in order to learn more. So which of you are coming here to learn, but you only know a little bit about blockchain? Okay. Who thinks blockchain is too trendy? And okay, that's great. Who knows a lot of blockchain but want to learn more? Okay, right, perfect. So, the screen is off, sorry.
Bueno, pues os voy a centrar. Yo lo que quiero con esta conferencia es el tema.
The topic regarding blockchain is really dense, heavy, maybe a little bit too technical, but it also has marketing related to it. Most of the project regarding blockchain today is a marketing topic. That's most of the project. But technology under blockchain is really interesting, and it's quite complex. I'm not going deep into technology for now, just an initial detail. But if you have any questions regarding that and you want me to give you more information, just raise your hand. We will hand you the mic and you ask whatever you want. So, what I want today is that after the talk, I know that you want to learn more about blockchain, so I will show you some practical cases, and also I want you to inspire what you can achieve with blockchain, the situation right now, and what you can achieve in this sector, in this field. So, regarding about me, so you can see my background. In the middle 80s, when I was 13, I was developing video games with my Spectrum. I was a nerd at the end of the 80s, before internet. I was working with geeks, along with geeks, programming, exchanging information, connecting through a modem before the internet. And in the 90s, I started to study Telecom. I was really geeky, really nerd. I loved programming, and I started working. I had the good or bad luck to start when the telecom system was becoming free, and I was capable of being in the technical part and the commercial part of one of the biggest telecom operators in the tel. So much of what I have done for 10-15 years in the computer part, when I realized what real life was, we technicians, nobody valued us. We were hidden like in the basement making things, and when I realized it, I discovered the commercial part. So we were meeting clients, we were making contracts, we were going out to have dinner. So those who are having a good life are commercials. Being a nerd, then I stopped being that, and I chose the commercial way. So of course I keep on being a nerd. I love the technical part, but the commercial part is which is the most fun and the funnest, and you get more achievements in the commercial part. I have worked with new telecom operators, new startups. I love trading. In all projects I work. I'm quite active in social networks, especially in LinkedIn. I guess most of you already know me. How many of you already know me before this talk, either physically or through the social networks? Well, many of you don't know me. Okay, right. No problem. Just to give you more information, in Grandface, a database in the US about startups and trading world and so on. There you have a list of influential people in the world. The most influential person in the world regarding trading is Obama. Third one is Elon Musk. Trump is 220. Those who create the algorithm are from California, so I guess they don't are keen on Donald Trump. And this week I checked, I am 4,000 position, and Ivanka Trump is 2,700, so not bad for me. I like this, so I won't go on deep in this, and I will start to explain you what blockchain is. I guess you have all known heard about that. For me, blockchain. But many people say that blockchain goes beyond Bitcoin, and that's right. And the reality is that today we wouldn't be talking about blockchain if 10 years ago Bitcoin hadn't been created. 2008, Bitcoin.org was registered, and the 31st of October 2008, in this first email of Satoshi Nakamoto, they explained, they were sending a link explaining what Bitcoin was, and in 2009 they produced the first transaction within the Bitcoin network. And for me, that's really important. Even though Bitcoin is what it is, and I have some people against them and for them, Bitcoin is a network, a decentralized network in which nobody has a control. Anyone can put a machine and start generating actions. Nobody in 10 years, nobody has been able to hack it, to hack the network. For now, at least, it's impossible to hack it. It's an open network. Anyone can add a node. You have additional permissions, no advantages. Anyone can join the network, but nobody in 10 years has been able to hack the actions. And that's why blockchain is powerful, and that's why people trust in blockchain. Nobody has been able to do anything against the Bitcoin network. There are many terms. I don't want to go deep in these terms. I want you to understand how blockchain works. The first was blockchain, 2008. And today, as we evolve, it's not only blockchain. You have distributed ledger technology, DAG, blockchain. There are different technologies, but I will speak about blockchain in general, which I don't need to keep technical. But what is blockchain based in? Anybody can insert or create a node, a machine for blockchain. What that machine does is that when it validates the transactions all over the world. Anybody can do that. You place, but it's a little bit more complicated here now. But you just use a computer at home, and you can become part of the network of Bitcoin with lots of nodes all over the world. And by using a consensus algorithm, you manage that with no intervention. Nobody can do anything wrong in the network. The nodes that are acting or that try to act in a fraudulent way, they cannot achieve that. That's a great advantage because it allows you that without the need of a government of the network, nobody can create or make a fraud. That has been tested because for 10 years of Bitcoin, after 10 years of Bitcoin and blockchain, nobody had generated a transaction that could be considered fraudulent. Do you have any questions? More or less, I haven't explained very well what blockchain is, but if you have any question, you need more information regarding that. You have any doubt? You hand him the mic, please.
Buenos días.
Good morning. I am in your Telegram group. Yeah. Helen, been there a 51% attack on blockchain? No. Okay. Blockchain as Bitcoin works if there's no 51% attack. If 51% attack if 51% of the network try to make fraudulent actions, blockchain collapses and you could make fraudulent transactions. For example, if you have you can make, for example, a double expense. You can buy two places at the same time. When you have to raise the bitcoins from one place to another, it's the same. The very networks does that. If 51% of the network is bad people and they agree all together, you can make something fraudulent there. But what happened a few months ago in China, a place in China had almost 51% of the power of the network, so they could have tried to initiate an attack. They could have behaved poorly, let's say, but apparently that didn't happen. If this happened, it's easy to check it. That could lead to a collapse, because if 51% of the network allowed a double expense, that would be registered in the blockchain, and that didn't happen in this case. Everything seems to be correct, so there was no fraud. You will hear about that the 51% attack could happen at any blockchain. And the reality is that in China there are lots of pools. Pools is a company that adds the computing capacity of gathers the computing capacity of a lot of machines all over the world. They receive the mining of the transaction of the blockchains, and then it shares it among the members of the pool. So it's possible that a pool could gather that capacity or that power. But if you achieve the 51% of the network, if you create a fraud, that would be public, the Bitcoin or the blockchain network will go down, and it's not interesting for them. You have that power, you have many Bitcoins and you are investing, so this hasn't happened. Thank you. Any other question? Please ask me if you have any question, because we will be able to help more people. Okay. So when we talk about Bitcoins, it's 20 minutes or 10 minutes. We generate a block. There are some transactions. I buy something with Bitcoins, and the another one buys something more. On all the nodes, I gather the transactions, and then the consensus algorithm, what it does is, so it seems the slides aren't working. Okay, a consensus algorithm, what it does is that it creates some rules for the nodes in order that it doesn't work. Sorry, the slides aren't going well. But there are many different consensus algorithms. I painted many algorithms. The Bitcoin one is the proof of works, which says that Bitcoin will consume as much energy as 20 countries. In this algorithm you need some mathematical operations, and they are useless, but in order to keep the blockchain network, because all those with more computational power are those capable of generating the blocks. It's not very effective regarding energy, but that's what we know that works. But there are more consensus algorithms. For example, if you have 2,000 nodes, for example, Ethereum network works but will change now with to a new algorithm that depends on the coins you have. If you have validated the transaction in a good way because you are a criminal, what you do with this transaction is that you cancel it and you lose all the money you have. At the base of the public blockchains is that they are public, so they must have an algorithm to avoid that anyone does what they want. So here you can see what you can do with blockchains. There's a lot of job positions regarding blockchains. As I have said, a lot of that goes around blockchain regards marketing. Many projects are held by people 40s, 45, 50 years that have no jobs and starts a job place regarding marketing as a crazy idea or a last resort in order to position a blockchain project. The problem is that this blockchain project that people come up to but we'll end up in nothing. There are lots of projects like that. Everything regarding innovation today goes with blockchain because that's what's cool now. And everything related to blockchain seems to be special and trendy now. So how do we do that? Through an ICO. An ICO is an initial emission of currency, initial coin offering. So I make a public emission of cryptocurrencies and I give you a percentage of the company regarding the number of coins I'm sharing, and I raise funds for my business. I'm not talking about small amounts of money. This data I'm giving you is difficult to check it because there's no information, public information. There's not a reliable source of what I'm talking about. But in the last 2 years,
during these last 2 years, 2016, 2018, so in the whole world we have had 2,318 new projects with their own crypto coins, and they did more than $20 million. So out of this 2,218 project, when you get a crypto coin, so it can go up and down. So normally it goes up, this would be multiplied or whatever, but it is true that out of these 218, just 11.5% are profitable. So let's say that the price of the crypto coin is higher now than it was before when it was bought. 23%, so just 23% are above 50% of the initial price, so they lost half of the value. And 50% it has a value that is 20 times lower than when they started. So obviously the person who launched that project knew about that, obviously. So at the very end, 75%, I think it's not that much, of these ICOs that are scam. So those people that they launched it, they know that it's a rubbish project, but there are a lot of stupid people, so the stupid people with money, so they will make some profit on that. But you know that a silly person in its money, so they don't club it together for a long time. But you can imagine how stupid it is. Ethereum, that is Ethereum, that is the second blockchain. It's by 2014 when it did its ICO, they did just $15.6 million, and the initial price was 35 cents of a dollar, and now it is $200. So it was the highest and the most powerful project with ICO, and so it worked out by the time, and the rest they normally launch really huge projects. But here I have a list, and if you want to have a look with all the projects that they could better return from the launching of the ICO. So they have all the values in there, and those are quite profitable. Not all of them, a lot. So I just want to comment very quick the projects, let's speak, and out from this list, which are those that, despite a lot of them are scam, how they could be profitable. So 0x is a cryptocurrency, but it's not its own blockchain, but it is a project that is based on the Ethereum network, and so it is like token RC20. So at the very end, that project, when we went to is interchanging cryptocurrencies in a non-centralized way. So it's a very simple way to explain the project, but it is not the case. So they have maybe 1,300 different cryptocurrencies. If we want to change one for the other, so it's not obviously that's going to be an idea. So that project, some of the things that it's looking for is this interchange of cryptocurrencies, and that's good because they can create your own project with your own cryptocurrency in a specific moment. You want to interchange that with another one who sent also the project with their own cryptocurrency. Nowadays it is difficult to be done, and so it's not being done very easily. And the second one is from a network. That network is quite powerful. It has its own blockchains. It's not based on Ethereum, and it is similar. It's a similar network to Ethereum in the sense that you can create your own smart agreement, and you can mount a global. Not centralized computer. It's a very powerful project with some sense. We don't know if it will have success or not, but it has sense at least. Almost Go is another project. It's the third one with the highest profitability, and it is based on Ethereum. It has not its own blockchains, but you have a SDK that is a white branch SDK with a gateway with digital asset. So it has it makes sense, let's say. So just going to go quickly on that. Then there is another project that is best changed, so you can see that in any other moment to do the presentation. And there is another one, this is a token that is so it is a coin. It's an RC20 token, and it is worth it to do some payments among sponsors, those publishing content, and the users that they see these contents. So this project nowadays is quite attractive, let's say. But I'm here to talk about telecommunications. So for me, I divided. Who among you here working on telecommunications, or your partners of telecommunication companies? A lot. Great. I divided 7 different types of telecommunications operators. And I'm going to do that quick because I don't know exactly if I'm very on it or not. But on one side we have local exchanges, the typicals. They have their own LNP code in Spain. Like Movistar, Vodafone, Orange, and Elysis. As Elysis, I put it there, but maybe it shouldn't continue that line. But do I have to make it publicity? Then we have VoIP resellers that they use the third parties LLP. Like like in our friends, and we have MNO. These are their own radio spectrum. We know or MV or full, and they have their own code. DJI hits Olevara. Then we have MVNO that they are branded resellers. In Spain we have our two low Eosimia, and for sure a lot of you. And we have ISP, that the internet service providers, and they have this data content. And we have telecom hubs associations, like in Spain it's the AOP or AOPM, and so there is a series of activities within blockchain that they can generate a salary. Identify here billing, for instance, among operators, so it makes sense because there's a series of information among the operators that you can interchange, and it can really make sense in a non-public. Or among these operators that can be worthy maybe to be integrated in their systems, or maybe even for the TDR in real time, maybe they can interchange among the operators and so on. About sending money, transference, sending. So it is not something that the operators are using, because I guess anyway it's a real application of the blockchain, and I'm sure there are some cases of success for that. So I just brought it here just to make you think of that. And then we have loyalty tokens, like whatever you may know, because I can make it with a token, and so every operator they can have their own tokens, and they can work on this loyalty with their customers. Then we have e-wallet. Then because at the end cryptocurrencies have to be somewhere, and so we have e-wallet for companies that they only work in that, but also it makes sense that you as an operator, if you do something on the money transfer or tokens, it makes sense that you create your own e-wallet for your clients. And things about LNP processing with normal possibilities to message streamlined. There are some operators on that could be done on blockchains. It can take time, but we can do it. And then certifications like calls or SMSs. Nowadays it is being done with the national coin factory, or it can be done with Ethereum or any blockchain you want. And things regarding VON. So we have blockchains or IoT. Security banking P2P distributed network solutions. So there are many things on that. And we have mining, crypto mining. And have you done mining on a crypto coin? That's few. Alright, so it makes sense so far, but every day things are different and difficult. As you know, the profitability of that is much more complex, but it makes sense. Because you know what is mining about, right? Mining is to have a node on blockchain, and in the moment that you are certifying the economy transaction or money transaction that have been generated this blockchain, you have an incentive. So to have your node taking electricity and can be validating the security of the network. And so mining consists in you've got your node and you try to validate the transactions and you get the reward that is the crypto coin, the value of the crypto coin. So there are many people doing it. At the very beginning, as to be the freaks, they did that because they wanted to have a node by 2011, 2012. So we know many stories of people to mining in 2010 and 12 with the computer. Bitcoin, the value of the coin was rubbish, and so left their hard disk or whatever. And now that the blockchain came, and you know that you have 60,000 euros in the value they were mining in this time. And so mining is about that. It's about validating transactions, and thanks to that, the network gives you crypto coins. And so you get the security of the network and you receive these crypto coins. So what you have to do is a mathematics algorithm. So you take transactions and you try to generate a hash. So you have to transform these transactions into a single line of data. And to get it, that has to be less than, so to be, I don't know how many zeros behind, so you have to do a lot of mathematics calculations. And so just those that are quicker and with a bit of luck, they can get this operation. But it allowed this quickest resolving this block and validating the transaction. That will be the one that will receive the reward. That is based on that. So there are machines already doing it, so you can get a machine to do it, and so you are mining. It's a pool. You receive the software and you start mining. So that's the easiest way. So you get a machine. You buy a machine for 4,000 euros. So you get at the time this. So you go. You install it in the machine and you forget about that. And so little by little you receive crypto coins. So that's the easiest way. So you don't have to think about that. You have just to invest. So nowadays I don't recommend that to anybody because it's very easy to make it profitable. But it can be done because what is behind is a bit much more complex. I don't know if I explained myself. Did you understand? Yes. Okay. Now about VPN. So I will explain the project of VPN later because I think it is really interesting. Maybe we don't see that much, but I think it is interesting. And regarding roaming, and nobody trusts anybody. And in the moment that you don't trust third parties, instead of integrating your system directly from one to the other, you need to have 150. In 150 countries, you need to have one or two operators, all the operators, the big operators, but they have great spectrum. If they agree, we can have a blockchain just for operators and interchange all the roaming agreements in that. I think it's going to be the future. And then we have eSIMs. So the moment that SIM is not any longer physics but spiritual, so it's allowed to automatize these services. In the project I'm going to show you now if I have time is related to that. So here I have a chart, a table. So I'm not going to be here for a long time, but dividing this seven types of operators, I brought there when I think it makes sense. So I think that most of you are in the part of VIP resellers. So my recommendation is billing that's going to make sense. And it can be introduced in that business. The part of mining, I do not recommend anybody unless you like it. Wallets and tokens and so on. I think it makes sense for you. And about money transfers. So maybe it is thought of for developing countries where there are people that don't have a bank. or countries with a lot of infraction and complex countries. So there it makes sense to have money transfer projects like between USA and Latin America because of all the migrations. And there is a change in the coin, so it made the currency, so it makes a change. It makes sense to do it. It has a lot of. It makes a lot of sense. That's why it was the first thing that it was done with the blockchain. So it cannot be done quickly because you need to have a license to do it. And so. Only big operators that can have their own license, and in the moment you see it, and here in Spain nowadays, so we could do money transfers between Spain and third countries without violating financial regulation, because it is something restricted for the Spanish bank. The rest of the countries of Europe you can do what it can be done, but in Estonia, but there is a trick. So you have to sell crypto coins to the user that is in Spain. That's maybe the Senegal migrants that is in Spain. You sell crypto coins, and these crypto coins that you sold, you place them in another address of someone in Senegal. Nowadays, that's not sending money, but because you are selling crypto coins. So nowadays, for crypto coins purchasing, you need a license. In other countries, yes, you need it. In the big countries, in USA and so forth, you need it. So you have to register yourself in the federal registration in the state. So it's not very easy. In other countries, you can do it. And I encourage you that at least you try to do it, or you think about that. And now, let's go to the end. Do you have any doubt? Is there any question? So here we have some cases of operators, of telecommunication projects that we have seen along the last years. So we have here some 12. We're going to go quick, just to see what is it about. One of these is a bird chain. What they did was the SMSs that we all have, that they are for free, you can resell them. So you have the own token. So those we have our SMS, we can sell those SMS to the companies. So you can get some money from these SMSs. Operators won't like, but it's some business model. And they did in June this year $2.6 million for this project. And okay, they're going. Then it's not block now. It is just a supposed patent to link a commuted switch telephone network through blockchain nodes. And so far, I didn't see the patent, but okay. I hope it works in the future. We have Babbleton, so they make a lot of publicity, they are everywhere, and they make more than $80 million. So it is virtual VMview, and you have your own users, and you can do transactions through blockchain. So it's a way that VMview it's going to have subscriptions whatever in the countries. So it's an idea at least. Callback Plus, it is a fake. But I believe here it is a callback service, a normal one that we are using during 20 years, but it's an ICO. It is an application that is supposed to be a blockchain, but I don't think so. In Crypto Hotel, it is some kind of virtual public blockchain, and in May 2010 2012, they need $3 million in the ICO. Then they have Mercury Protocol, and they made $10.4 million last year, November last year, and it is an idea for, it's like an APP, and so the software developers, as a network developers, they can interchange messages with blockchains without Facebook. That's the model of Mercury. Then we have Mobilink. The motto is first decentralized mobile service telecom company. Another project, QLC chain. They did almost $20 million. And it is theoretically they create a network of small operators where it's when you put your node, and as you can have certain attractions, so it makes sense that you, as an operator, you're part of this node. You can check it out. Sentinel just did $4.5 million. I didn't understand because when they explained to me the project, I didn't understand what exactly they were doing, and then I realized what is that for. It is decentralized VPN for you and for me, for us. We allow the users of a blockchain to be connected to our router, so we share the bandwidth in internet. And so what we do then is what can we do that is that the users in China can go to Google without the filtering of the government. So they're happy with that, and it's a team that they think that they're going to help everybody. But what there is for those from Western countries, we can help China to overpass the barriers. I think it is quite interesting anyway. I don't know if it's legal, but at least it is interesting. Seeding Labs, it has a very secure open source telephone. A switch network. Here you can see explanations for secure communications among operators and people. Another project. And Telecom, and they have a cryptocurrency that with all the operators, they're going to be. This is also they have a new cryptocurrency based on the Ethereum blockchain that will be distributed by the national telecom operator and make available to everyone, anytime and anywhere. So the idea is that they send money through their cryptocurrency, and TestPay is a project for the operations of wholesale. Because there is a lot of fraud linked to these kind of things, and so many companies from different countries, and so at the very end it is a marketplace or a closed service, so to make transaction among them in a much more secure way. So far that is all, and now I would like to know if you have any question, any doubt, or anything that I can help you with. No questions? At least one question, please.
Nada.
No? Okay, so thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for your time, and there's something, if you have any question later, you can text or send a message through Twitter or LinkedIn or myself here. So that's a pleasure for me to be here with you. Thank you very much.